everyone! In this video, we're going to explain the story behind the Olympic flag. This is the flag of the International Olympic Committee. The IOC is the authority that organizes the Summer and Winter Olympic Games. The committee was founded in 1894 by two men, Demetrios Vikelas and Pierre de Coubertin. Vikelas became the first president of the IOC and was succeeded in 1896 by de Coubertin. In the same year, the first Summer Olympic Games were held in Athens, Greece. The flag was created in 1913 and released a year later in 1914, 20 years after the IOC was founded. It was first used at the Olympic Games in 1920, when the Summer Games were held in Antwerp, Belgium. The flag was created under the direction of Pierre de Coubertin, who remained president of the IOC until 1925. So where did the idea for the flag come from? De Coubertin explained the following in 1931. The Olympic flag has a white background, with 5 interlaced rings in the center, blue, yellow, black, green, and red. This design is symbolic. It represents the 5 continents of the world, united by Olympism, while the 6 colors are those that appear on all the national flags of the world at the present time. This explains both the number of rings and the chosen colors. We'll examine these 2 symbolic elements in more detail in a few moments, but first we want to find out where the interlaced ring design came from. We didn't find an explanation from de Coubertin himself, but in 1992, historian Robert Barney wrote an article in Olympic Review, the official magazine of the IOC, where he describes the inspiration for the ring design. While de Coubertin was president of the IOC, he was also in charge of an organization called the USFSA. This was a French sporting association which was formed from the union of 2 previous organizations. Their logo features 2 interlaced rings. The design symbolizes the 2 previous organizations joining together to form one union, which is similar to the idea of 2 wedding rings joining to form a marriage. It's believed the design was the idea of Swiss psychoanalyst Carl Jung. For him, the ring shape symbolized continuity and the human being. The USFSA design also forms what is known as the vesica piscis. This is a lens shape formed by the intersection of 2 circles with the same radius. Greek mathematician Euclid used the shape to draw an equilateral triangle using a compass and straight edge. Many people today would recognize this as a Venn diagram, which is a diagram that shows all possible logical relations between a finite collection of different sets. De Coubertin took the USFSA ring design and built on it. He added 3 more rings to represent the 5 continents of Europe, Asia, Africa, the Americas, and Oceania. So does each ring refer to a specific continent? The IOC stated in 1950 that the rings did indeed correspond to a particular continent: blue for Europe, yellow for Asia, black for Africa, green for Oceania, and red for the Americas. However, a year later in 1951, this idea was abandoned because there was no evidence de Coubertin intended it to be this way. As a quick aside, there is some debate as to how many continents there are. Some say the Americas should be divided into North and South, and some say Antarctica is a continent. In our opinion, the context matters. Geographically, Antarctica should be included as a continent, but politically and in terms of the Olympics, Antarctica is uninhabited, and therefore it makes sense not to include it. We're also fine with the idea of the Americas being classified as one continent. So let's move on to the colors. As we mentioned earlier, in 1931, de Coubertin said the 6 colors are those that appear on all the national flags of the world at the present time. This phrase might be slightly confusing. What he meant by this was that every national flag at the time had at least one of the 6 colors that appear on the Olympic flag. The same is true today. Every single national flag of the world today has at least one of the 6 colors of the Olympic flag. Blue, black, red, yellow, green, and white are by far the most commonly used colors on flags. All national flags have at least one of these colors. Here is a quote from de Coubertin in 1913, the year he designed the flag. The 6 colors, including the flag's white background, combined in this way reproduce the colors of every country without exception. The blue and yellow of Sweden, the blue and white of Greece, the tricolor flags of France, United Kingdom, the United States, Germany, Belgium, Italy, and Hungary, and the yellow and red of Spain are included, as are the innovative flags of Brazil and Australia, and those of ancient Japan and modern China. This truly is an international emblem. So that's the story behind the Olympic flag. So what are our opinions on the flag? Overall, we think it's a great design, both in terms of how the flag looks and also the symbolism. We do have some issues with the design, however. One of the issues is that we think the flag has too much white, and the charge of the 5 rings doesn't cover a large enough area of the flag for our liking. Regular viewers to our channel know that we do flag review videos where we give flags a score out of 10, using what are known as the 5 basic principles of flag design, which were formulated by vexillologist Ted Kay in the book Good Flag, Bad Flag. We'll use these principles to outline our other issues as well as giving the flag our overall score. The flag is pretty simple, but getting the circles right is slightly tricky, especially regarding how they overlap. For example, we see blue covering yellow here, and we have yellow covering blue here. Also, getting the ring colors in the right order isn't very easy to remember. The flag, therefore, loses some marks for simplicity. The flag symbolism is fantastic and gets full marks for this principle. Regarding color, flags should have 2 or 3 colors, so this flag clearly breaks that principle with its 6 colors. There are also some color contrast issues where the black, green, and red circles meet. These are all dark colors with poor contrast. However, these meeting points cover a tiny area of the flag and aren't a big problem. The biggest contrast issue is with the yellow ring and the white background. These are light colors and have poor contrast. So overall for the color, the flag loses quite a few marks. Before we move on, we're going to show you a variant of the Olympic flag. This one has white rims where the rings intersect. This version fixes the contrast issue among the dark rings, but it doesn't solve the contrast of the yellow and white. Also, this variant makes the flag a little more complicated than the official one. Moving on to the 4th principle. The flag obviously doesn't have lettering, seals, or coat of arms. And finally, we have distinctiveness. The flag is highly distinctive and instantly recognizable as the flag of the Olympics. Taking all of this into account, the flag gets an overall score of 8.5 out of 10. What do you guys think? Do you think it's a great flag worthy of the Olympic Games, or do you think the IOC should look at creating something new? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Remember to subscribe to our channel and check out our other videos. Thank you for watching!